I want to start off this video by saying that I love the MCU, I love Marvel, the movies are phenomenal, but I want to talk about, as the title suggests, their use of CGI. I say CGI a lot in this video, so I apologize. Overall, I'm going to say that the special effects and the CGI used in the MCU are amazing. My problem is not with Marvel using CGI. I love the CGI that Marvel uses for things like their Doctor Strange and their Guardians of the Galaxy. Every single Marvel movie has used CGI in some capacity and they've used it very well. So like I said, my problem is not with Marvel using CGI, but my problem is Marvel using CGI when they don't need to use CGI and when I feel like practical effects could have made that particular shot look better. Good CGI to me is when you can't tell that CGI is being used, and if I'm watching a Marvel film or a DC film and there's bad CGI, it completely distracts me and I get taken out of the film. But just looking back, I think that the times that Marvel's CGI has looked its worst is when they used it when they didn't need to use it. I want to lay out a few examples from my perspective, and I completely get that there will be people watching this who will 100% completely disagree with me. That is absolutely fine. And I don't work at Marvel. For all I know, there are perfectly legitimate reasons why they use CGI instead of practical effects for these examples. But just as a viewer, as an outsider looking in and watching these films, I just can't help but think that in these examples I'm going to lay out, practical effects would have looked a lot better. So my first example is the Iron Man suit in Captain America Civil War in the airport versus the Iron Man suit in Iron Man 3. Take a look at this shot from Iron Man 3 of Iron Man lying in the snow. That's a practical suit and looks awesome and very real. So why didn't they use that in Civil War? Instead, we have this very weird photoshopped looking head. My second example is Black Panther literally just standing up in Civil War. This might sound stupid, but this is a shot of Black Panther literally just standing up. He's not doing a backflip, he isn't hanging onto a plane, he's standing up. And to me, just from the liquidity and the way that his body is moving and the shape of the suit, it just looks like they used CGI for that, and it just doesn't look very good. But earlier in the film, they had Chadwick Boseman in a suit when he took off the mask, so they do have a realistic, practical version of Black Panther's suit, so why not use that? My third example is the SpiderMan suit in Civil War. This is something that a lot of fans complained about when the first shot of Spider-Man was shown in the Civil War trailer. I didn't actually mind it that much because it was kind of like the first time that Marvel CGI was really and truly noticeable to me, so I didn't have a problem with it, but then I sat back and looked at the movements and I just don't get why they didn't have Tom Holland in a practical suit doing those hand movements. Because he's just moving his arms around. He isn't shooting webs, he isn't doing backflips, he's just moving his arm. I think in Civil War they had like a motion capture type thing going on with Tom Holland like they do for Mark Ruffalo and the Hulk, so that would be great to use when Tom Holland is flipping around or when he's jumping or when he's, meant to be swinging through the air, but he's literally just moving his arms. They have a practical suit from Spider-Man Homecoming and that looks awesome. I don't know, maybe they just didn't have the suit made when Civil War was filmed. My fourth example is one that's a lot more recent. It's the Black Panther poster that was released a few days ago. This isn't really CGI, I guess this is more like Photoshop. Like I said in my Black Panther teaser breakdown video, I'm not going to go as far as say that this is a bad poster. I think it's a good poster overall from my opinion, but I do get what a lot of people were saying when the comments were coming out that Chadwick Boseman's face looked really real and the rest of the poster was completely photoshopped. Like, could they not have had Chadwick Boseman in a suit sitting on the throne and then just get the lighting right and take a photo of that? Or even having Chadwick Boseman on the suit in the chair but having a green screen behind him, even that I think would have been better. And I understand that they do have to use Photoshop generally to make it look better, but can you not get Chadwick Boseman in the suit, put him on the throne, get the lighting right, snap a photo, touch that up in Photoshop and then release that instead of creating the whole poster in Photoshop and then just copying and pasting Chadwick Boseman's face? Like I said, I don't work for Marvel, so maybe there are legitimate reasons why they use CGI and special effects in these cases over practical effects, but it just, in my opinion, like I said, I think practical effects would have looked a lot better. But what do you guys think? Do you agree with me? Do you think Marvel is using CGI and special effects in times where practical effects could have looked a lot better? Do you completely disagree and think that Marvel is using CGI and special effects perfectly? Make sure you let me know your thoughts in the comment section below and drop a like if you enjoyed this video, hit subscribe, and until next time, adios.